I came to Trieste to receive the Civic Museum's award and to exhibit my work inside this beautiful palace. It's a city made of stone, wind and reflection.
A place that feels suspended between the Adriatic and the sky.
Every time I travel for work, I notice the same thing. Once the noise of everyday life fades, my mind starts to wander.
And I realize how little time we actually spend doing nothing.
We don't give boredom a chance anymore. We fill every pause, every waiting line, every red light with motion. A scroll, a message, a small fix of attention. But boredom isn't an error to be corrected. It's the default state of the creative mind, the silence that thought needs before it starts to work.
When I allow myself to be bored, the world comes back to focus. The sound of shoes on pavement, a reflection in water, the way light hits a wall for a single second and disappears.
It's as if the mind, starved for emptiness, finally begins to eat again.
Boredom connects moments. It's the invisible thread between things that don't immediately belong together.
When I'm still, my thoughts begin to travel further than I can.
They jump back in time, forward into possibilities, sideways into half-remembered scenes, and slowly, patterns start to appear. Connections that don't come from logic, but from space. The kind of clarity that can't be forced. You have to give it room to arrive on its own.
Disco espresso, ritmo perfetto, gira la vita senza un difetto. Disco espresso, il cuore va presto, balliamo insieme, non c'è più un resto.
Doing nothing is uncomfortable because it exposes how restless we've become. The moment silence appears, the brain starts to clean house, pushing forward every unfinished thought we've avoided. It's messy at first, but if you stay there long enough, that discomfort turns into order. Ideas start forming out of nowhere. It's not mystical, it's just what the mind does when it has nothing else to react to.
Stillness has become a luxury. To sit in a cafe without performing, to look around without photographing, to drink coffee without checking the next thing. It feels almost rebellious.
But this quiet form of rebellion is what allows depth to return. When you're not reacting, you start observing again. And when you observe, meaning reveals itself. It's the same with photography. The subject never reveals its truth when you chase it. You have to wait until it shows itself.
Trieste mia, il cuore a metà, un porto d'amore e di libertà.
Every idea has a rhythm. If you rush it, it breaks. Boredom sets the tempo. It's the metronome that holds creativity together. All of my projects began not in inspiration, but in stillness. Those long hours when nothing seemed to move forward. When you think you're wasting time, you're often laying the foundations for something you can't yet see. The silence between actions is where ideas rehearse their entrance. Inspiration doesn't strike from nowhere. It grows quietly in the gaps you leave empty.
When I stare at the sea for a while, there's a moment where thought stops sounding like a voice and starts feeling like gravity.
You don't chase it, you just let it pull you toward what matters. That pull, that gentle drift, is how new ideas form. They're not born out of effort, but out of surrender. When the noise fades, the mind begins to arrange things by importance. It throws away what's loud and keeps what's true. And it does this naturally if you give it stillness. That's why I've learned to protect boring moments as part of my work. I don't see them as breaks, they're the work itself. Creativity is not about adding more, it's about removing the unnecessary until what's left finally means something.
When the hall empties and the echoes settle, there's a kind of peace that no applause can match. The exhibition is over, but the real process, the quiet internal one, continues. You realize that art doesn't happen on opening night, it happens in all those invisible hours before it. The moments when you were bored, unsure, waiting. That's where everything truly begins. It's not glamour, it's repetition, silence, and patience.
Thank you very much. We live in a time where constant motion is celebrated. But constant motion doesn't mean progress. Sometimes you move faster just to avoid standing still long enough to question your direction. Slowness isn't a lack of ambition, it's depth. To be deliberate is to care about the meaning of each step. And meaning only appears when you stop long enough to feel it. Boredom is potential energy. It's not emptiness, it's the silence before creation. Every great idea, every human leap, every piece of art started with someone staring into space, thinking they were wasting their time. They weren't. They were cleaning the noise, preparing a space for thought to land.
So maybe the goal isn't to fill every second with purpose. Maybe it's to protect a few seconds with nothing at all. Because that's where ideas live. In the poses, in the boredom, in the space to think.
Φίλοι στην άμμο στάζει μέλι, σαν στα φίλη στο